was an interesting discussion, I thought. I love talking about the breakthroughs in biotech. I thought you did a great job identifying some of the really interesting ones. What to you is the most interesting of the biotech breakthroughs from the past 10 years?
I think we have some like CRISPR. CRISPR was a very game changer to facilitate the gene therapies and other technologies. So this is one that I believe it's very nice. But I appreciate a lot living in Brazil because there are many technologies regarding social impact and public health. So this is very important for us also.
To me, that's one of the things that I really enjoy about putting the list together, or trying to analyze which new technologies maybe are going to be the ones that are going to really change the world by affecting the most people in the, to have the best possible outcome. It's fascinating to have these discussions about, the impact of a malaria vaccine or what it means to be able to do a sickle cell treatment. These things really change people's lives. The mRNA vaccines, that's to me, that's the one that I've found the most interesting are the mRNA vaccines.
Yes, and some technologies in the list of the 10 breakthrough technologies, we believe that we use it for a long time, but they're relatively recent in the practice. So this is very interesting in the analysis.
Yes, or like stem cells, which have been a long time that we've known about them, but we only get effective treatments very recently too. It's interesting how it works in those ways, that you can have something that you've known about for a long time, but it takes a while to get to where it really can have an effect on society.
Not only regarding the 10 breakthrough technologies, but regarding innovation, I think it's very interesting to understand all the challenges of this chain, because we first talk about science, research, but after that, we have many steps to really achieve patients. So we've been discussing also all these steps.
It's true. I think if something only stays in the lab, it's never actually useful, right? You have to get it out in the world, and sometimes that happens, via private investment, a pharmaceutical company. And sometimes it only really happens with the backing of a government, because maybe there's not a clear profit motive for someone to develop this technology, and it needs that government backing. And it's the mix of those two things, the private investment and the government backing. Sometimes just the time becomes right as the cost comes down, that you see bringing these real breakthroughs out of a research environment and into the field.
And we've seen a very fast development in the last decade, but with the new tools used for drug discovery, I believe the next 10 years will be very, very expressive.
I think so too. It's really interesting seeing these things like AlphaFold, as we were talking about here at EmTech. Sometimes I get a little jaded about AI. I get a little bit, like it's just a chat bot. What do it's just like a fancy search engine. But then you see things like AlphaFold that can actually help with discovering new drugs. Or sometimes it's not biotech, but sometimes help with material science, things like that. That really do bring home the excitement of seeing AI and the way it might help all of our lives.